Hi, this is Rich Scheidner. And if you've ever wondered what it was like to be a stand-up comedian in the 1980s, I'm going to do you a big favor. Instead of billions of dollars for a time machine, you can just spend $24.95 and buy my new book, Kicking Through the Ashes, My Life as a Stand-Up in the 1980s Comedy Boom. It will save you money and give you thrills. It will take you there. Go to my website, richscheidner.com, go to amazon.com, and buy this book.
Bazinga! Today on Mr. Media, I'll talk to actress Mayim Bialik, best known for starring in the long-running NBC sitcom Blossom, but most recently for playing Sheldon's blind date on CBS's The Big Bang Theory. Stick around. So much media, so little time. Who keeps track of it all? That would be me. This is Bob Andelman, and this is a Mr. Media interview. You know, MrMedia.com, MR Media. Come by and check out the site. 600, 700 interviews, I don't know, I lost track. And the show is brought to you today by thepartyauthority.us. Planning a wedding, mitzvah, or corporate event? For any and all occasions, call the Party Authority nationwide at 1-800-DIAL-DJs. That's 1-800-342-5357, where one call does it all. So where was I before the commercial? Oh yeah, Mr. Media is recorded live from the new media capital of the world, St. Petersburg, Florida. To be honest, we were supposed to start with the opening of Blossom, which isn't going to make a lot of sense right now. So let's veer around that. I wanted to play that because it reminds you of how well known its star, Mayim Bialik, was before she largely dropped out of show business to be a wife and a mother. Now, the actress who once played the young Bette Midler character in the weepy chick flick Beaches is all grown up now and has returned to the small screen in a powerful way in recent months, including episodes of the Brad Garrett comedy Till Death on Fox, and probably more importantly, as Sheldon's blind date on The Big Bang Theory. Now, in case you missed the last moments on the CBS show's series finale last month, check out this scene Mayim Bialik had with Jim Parsons, who plays Sheldon. Okay. I guess we're having some technical problems tonight, folks. I apologize for that. Maybe we can get that up in a moment. The big question from the clip is, will Sheldon have a girlfriend this fall? And is this the biggest development since Schrodinger's cat? Well, while we're all waiting to find out, you've got another opportunity to see the many sides of Mayim Bialik. On Saturday, June 19th, Mayim will be the celebrity guest host of Acme Saturday Night at the Acme Comedy Theater in Los Angeles. Showtime is 7 p.m. Pacific. Studio tickets are $10 online, $15 at the door, and you can order tickets or watch the show live online for free. acmecomedy.com. That's www.acmecomedy.com. Mayim Bialik, welcome to Mr. Media.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
All right. Well, look, Mayim, it's just you and me. Seriously, what's going to happen between your character and Sheldon in the fall?
I actually don't know. I have not seen the two scripts that we will be filming in August. And all I know is that they want to keep Sheldon the way people love him and appreciate him. So I think they want to make a point that this is not going to be like Sheldon Romeo. It's not going to be anything inconsistent with the character that people know and love for him. We're trying, I guess, to add a different level to the show, but I know just about as little as everybody else. And all of my friends and in-laws and family are saying, so can you tell us what happens next season? And I honestly don't know.
Oh, come on. Now, so I was kind of surprised that you didn't film, you haven't already filmed a scene to follow what was at the end of the season. So it's all going to be fresh, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they do their writing in the summer. I honestly don't know. I'm on hold for August to film in the middle of August. I don't know when I get a script before then, but I think part of it was they were trying to see what the reception was, and how his and my chemistry was, because I was really cast and then kind of went to work the next week. So, they met me at an audition, but they really needed to see, I think, what it was like with me and Jim together, and how I related kind of to the whole physical picture of the show before they could decide what they want next.
Well, okay, just speaking for me and my daughter and my wife, who we watched that show fairly religiously, we thought you were hysterical. It was just such a perfect, a pitch-perfect Big Bang moment.
Thank you. I mean, there are people who are very protective over Sheldon, and, I know that that's some of the comments that are circulating is he's perfect the way he is, and he doesn't want a relationship, and he doesn't need it. But I think this is the question, is what would it look like if there was a possibility of compatibility for Sheldon? And that's, I guess, what they're trying to show.
Well, I'm hoping before we're done here, I actually have an audio clip from Bill Prady, the co-creator of the show and showrunner, I think. He was on Mr. Meaty 2 years ago at the end of season 1, and we talked. We actually talked for about an hour about the show. And the studio is telling me that we have that clip. This is Bill Prady talking about whether Sheldon will ever have a life like Leonard does.
We don't get the sense that Sheldon particularly looks at he seems without any romantic desire, and in fact we're in an episode we're working on now where we will meet his sister. And we talk about the continuation of the Cooper line. Sheldon will probably talk about seeing his work as his legacy. So I don't think Sheldon ever imagines himself in a relationship or in a family. I don't think he's incapable of it, but it just isn't. It isn't anywhere up there on his list of priorities.
That that leaves open, I think, and what you were saying before about the character. I'm hoping that there's an opportunity there for you to be a recurring character nonetheless, because that would show a different side.
I mean, I think he definitely did leave it open. To say that it's not high on his list of priorities is absolutely true. And the fact that, in the scene, I state that all forms of physical contact up to and including coitus are off the table. I think this is what intrigued him. And I think also the delicate way that they presented my character and the words that she chooses. Anyone theoretically can be enticed, even Sheldon, and I think that's what they really tried to draw out. And I hope that most people agreed.
So at this point that you'll be back for 2 episodes? Is that the extent of it at the moment?
That's all I know.
Okay. You got any openings on your schedule if that gets extended?
Always. I will make openings if they want more.
How was the chemistry when you got on set with Jim and frankly, with the rest? Now, it's just a moment at the end of that episode, but that is a very tight cast. I mean, it's not very often that there's another character brought in. They pretty much function, those 5 characters, and, it's a very tight ensemble.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is part of the challenge. I mean, forget about the challenge, as a performer to make the audience, want me back or to make it palatable. When you come on a set that is a well-oiled machine like that show is, there's a definite feeling that you are the new kid on the block. And everybody's very nice. It's a nice set. It's a very intense set. People are very, I don't want to say they're into their craft, but they are very devoted and serious actors, even though what we see is funny. But I think for me, to be honest, I had never seen the show. I have 2 young kids and my TV time is extremely limited. I had never seen the show. So I was also learning who are these personalities and what's thrust upon them on their average week. So I think that was part of it, was me kind of seeing which personalities go where with their characters as well. And obviously trying to, to be comfortable and let Jim be comfortable with me, since this is really different for his character and obviously for what he planned, for his character, I would imagine.
What was I going to say? Sorry, I just got an email message from the studio. I want to think that Jim in person is very different from that character. Can you confirm or deny that?
I think he's definitely different, but he is he's a very reserved person, at least to my interaction with him. He's reserved, he's serious, And he seems pretty meticulous, which I am as well. Like he keeps 2 Brads in his script, not just one. But I definitely, a lot of the quirks that are there for entertainment pleasure when you watch on television are not what he's like.
It looks like we've made it through the just about the first half of the show without a single Blossom question. So I'm going to take this opportunity to throw out a Blossom clip. This is from a very special episode of Blossom.
I'm Mayim Bialik. Now, tonight we're going to do something a little different. We've each selected a few of our favorite scenes from the last 4 seasons of Blossom, and we're going to show them to you and talk a little bit about why we chose those moments. Now, this is one of the few times we as actors get to talk about the characters we play on the show and maybe give you a little insight as to how these scenes came about. So, let's get started. Here is a moment from my favorite episode we did a couple of years ago as a spoof of all those rock and roll docudramas like Truth or Dare and Don't Look Back. Now, I play a totally spoiled, egomaniacal star who's just finished a concert, and I'm backstage receiving guests. Oh, and don't adjust your set. It's in black and white.
Lots of times after a concert, celebrities and VIPs come crawling around backstage. And once in a while, the biggest of the big, a network executive.
Hi, I'm Warren Littlefield.
Nice to meet you.
I like the show.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought it was really cute.
Cute?
Yeah.
You thought it was cute?
Yeah.
Cute. What an interesting choice of words. What does that mean, cute? I mean, puppies are cute. Baby harp seals are cute.
I meant I liked it.
But you thought it was cute. So you thought it was what, a lightweight piece of fluff? Is that it?
No, I
Look, why don't you just get out of here, huh?
Really?
Go back to Beverly Hills.
I mean,
Get out. Would you get him out of here, please? Take your cute flunky with you, too. Cute.
Listening to the Mr. Meaty radio interview with the very cute Mayim Bialik, former teen star of Blossom, and now a surprise guest on CBS's The Big Bang Theory. Mayim, as much fun as it looked like you had on that show, was it easier or hard to walk away when its run ended?
It's a complicated question. I mean, when the show started, I was 14, and when it ended, I was 19, and I was 2 years out of high school. I was raised in a family where you go to college, and I was really itching for that experience. My grandparents are immigrants, and it's a big ethic in my family to go to school. So although I was happy to be on a show that had me in a 5-year contract, there was definitely a pull, when the 3rd season ended, that I was not going to college. There was a lot about it that was great, and we were on a good roll, but as anyone knows, in the last years of a show that has a 5-year run, there's stuff that's not exactly true to, what you were trying to do in the beginning. I don't mean that it wasn't Shakespeare anymore, because it never was in the beginning. But, once you add like a wedding and a wife and a cute kid and a dog and a neighbor, like it just kind of, I think there was a definite feeling that it was time. And Don Rio, who created the show, he said, I wrote a show about a girl who was growing up and she grew up. And so that's kind of how we looked at it. I mean, it's bittersweet, but I was definitely ready to have whatever normal looked like after that.
Where do you think that girl is doing today? If had the opportunity to peek into her life today, where do you think she is now?
I'm gonna guess lawyer, but hopefully like an environmental lawyer or something.
Now, I last year Joey Lawrence was on the show, and we talked, and he of course had done the Dancing with the Stars and done very well. Had you ever thought about coming back that kind of route? Can you dance? I guess I should ask.
I can dance. I don't dance well in public. I mean, I think in general, I'm not, Joey was raised in this industry and I was not, and he's much more skilled at that kind of interaction. He and Jenna Von Oy were both very comfortable, really being demonstrative and really showing their skills. And I never was quite comfortable like that. I started acting, when I was almost a teenager, which I know sounds young, but compared to when Joey and Jenna started, it's a different kind of personality that I had. I couldn't do that kind of thing. And reality just is hard for me to kind of get my head around. the closest I came is What Not to Wear made me over a little over a year ago. And to me, that was a very safe way to kind of do reality, which is super hip, and it's the way kind of people want access to you. But I didn't have to live with a bunch of people, I still have a nursing kid, so I couldn't go live with 10 child celebrities on a reality show. And it was, a week of my life, but not to the point where the competition would keep me up nights. And, people like to say, oh, you're so dramatic. It would be fun to see you crying. It's really not that fun to see me crying when I lose something, I promise.
Now, I have to ask because I will be crowned if I don't. I know it's been a lot of years, but do you stay in contact with any of the people from Blossom, Joey or Jenna, anyone else?
We didn't keep in contact that acutely, like when the show ended. I mean, I kind of liken it to if you work with a bunch of people in an office and you all get fired and sent to different parts of the country. The thing that kept you together is no longer going. And the fact is we were all, starting kind of the phase of our life where we were starting to, go to college or kind of become adults. So we were all just kind of in different places. When we did the DVD release, which Shout Factory released seasons 1 and 2, we all got to come together in one room again, which was kind of better than the sporadic kind of communication we had. And recently I got to talk to Michael Stoyanov again, and we did an episode of Till Death. He played the older brother, Anthony, and that was really terrific. Ted Wass actually lives pretty, 5 minutes from here. And besides auditioning for him, because he's a kind of big-time director, we do see each other in the neighborhood. But again, I was young. I was a teenager. So especially for Michael and for Ted, who were adults at the time, they knew me in kind of my formative teenage years, and I get to know them now as an adult. So it's very different.
And you referred to child actors because you were a teen actor, but were there undue pressures put on you in that situation, carrying the show, or do you feel like, the producers, it was handled well?
I think it was handled as well as it could be. I mean, the fact is it's no secret that when you are employed by a studio, your job is to show up for work every day and do what they tell you to do. And, my parents always told me when I started acting, in this business, you're like a tissue, they're going to use you up, and when they're done with you, they're going to throw you out. And I didn't feel like that, but you are a commodity. And I think to think that you're anything but a commodity if you are an actor, especially a child or a teen actor, is kind of fooling yourself. That being said, I had an overall very positive experience with Whit Thomas, which was our production company. Don Rio, who created the show, was really a remarkable person, and was really like a second member of my family. But it is hard. I mean, you are responsible for people's jobs. There's no sick days when there's film days. I mean, my life was not difficult by any stretch of the imagination, but the normal behaviors and things that teenagers do, you don't have the same freedom to do when you have a place to be for 10 hours a day and that kind of thing. So,
of course, as we saw in the clip a moment or two ago, that you did get to have a little revenge on an NBC president, Warren Littlefield, that most stars would not have gotten to do what you did there.
We had a lot of fun, and and the guy with him also was one of our executives. So it was that was an opportunity. I mean, Don Rio is he's kind of an unconventional guy, and so we had a lot of fun, and especially with that episode, the rockumentary kind of takeoff. We got to have a lot of fun and poke fun at ourselves. I mean, I think that's the thing. You cannot take yourself too seriously, especially if you're doing, top 25 sitcom. Our job is to entertain, and it's not brain surgery. I don't mean to reference my degree, but it's not brain surgery.
I understand. Now, you're going to be doing Acme Saturday Night at the Acme Theater in Los Angeles this Saturday, June 19th. How will you apply your comic sensibilities to that show? Or how are you doing? This
is everybody's been really nice. The cast, I mean, the writer, they're so talented, and I think that they think I'm trying to be humble or modest, but this is really not comfortable for me. I'm very nervous. As I said, I'm not a super showy, let me show you how great I am. I can sing, I can dance. This is really stepping outside my comfort zone, and they seem to understand that, but I'm a nervous performer by nature, and this has been really a challenge for me and a really wonderful exercise for me. I've learned a lot just in the couple days that I've been working with them. But, if anyone is free Saturday night and lives in the LA area, you will get to see me do something I've never done before. I've never done this kind of thing. And as I said, I'm super nervous.
What are some of the sketch topics that you'll be dealing with?
I don't want to be specific. We will absolutely be referencing my former life as Blossom. There will be some dancing. I won't say what kind. There will be dancing, though. And I also get to step outside what people think of me as. I'm actually letting my parents come to this performance. I don't usually have them at stuff, but I will be cursing and screaming. There's some screaming in a couple of my sketches. So
cool.
Parents.
So it's good that most of the people who would have watched Blossom when it aired are probably parents now, and they can handle the cursing.
Yeah, but I don't know if my parents can, but I'm sure they'll get over it.
So there will be some Blossom reference.
Oh, yes. There will be more than one.
Can you think of any lines that you can offer us out of context from the Saturday show?
No, the cursing.
Just the cursing. No, I guess you can't curse here. I'm sorry. This is CBS. That might not go over well.
Nothing that specifically comes to mind, but we also did some video shorts, and it's pretty funny. It's very funny. They did a really good job, and I think they're using going against type for me very, very well.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's come back to your TV acting at the moment. A lot of times when we see someone reappear who we haven't seen a lot of lately, and they start popping up in sitcoms or maybe some dramas, it's in preparation for maybe, getting a vehicle of their own. Is that the direction you want to go?
Are you offering me something?
Well, yeah, let's talk. Have your people call my people. I mean, is that what you'd like to do, or do you want to, keep it more low key?
Yeah, theoretically, this is now what I'm doing for a living to support, my kids and my family. I'm not terribly picky. I never really was. And yes, it is a wonderful dream that maybe as an adult, as a quirky adult, that there might be a place for me to have my own vehicle. But I also would love to be part of a great ensemble. I am a character actor, and I love drama. I'm happy to do drama. But I also am very happy to do supporting roles. I'm really loving doing guest arcs, between Secret Life of the American Teenager and Till Death and now Big Bang. This is my third, kind of recurring guest role, which is really, really fun. But obviously, I would love to do more. I think it's just, the industry has swung a little more conventional again, I think, especially in terms of females and in terms of what's palatable and attractive and marketable and all that stuff. So I think it's going to take something special, to have it work. Not everybody has to like me, but I hope that enough people do like me that this, hopefully will be a good year.
Well, on Blossom, you did sweet and conventional, and on Acme this week, you're going to do a little raunch. So I guess we'll see a complete arc of what you can do, right?
I hope so.
Well, folks, on Saturday, June 19th, Mayim Bialik will be the celebrity guest host of Acme Saturday Night on at the Acme Comedy Theater in Los Angeles. Showtime is 7 p.m. Pacific. Studio tickets are $10 online, $15 at the door. You can order tickets or watch the show live online for free if you can't make it to L.A. at acmecomedy.com. And, of course, you can also order Blossom DVDs online at mrmedia.com, mrmedia.com. Mayim, I don't know. Do you have a website? Are you on Twitter, Facebook, any of those kind of things?
My husband is supposed to update my website. My website is mayimbialik.net. I run my official Mayim Bialik page on Facebook. So if you go on Facebook, there are other Mayim Bialiks, but the one that says official Mayim Bialik page is me, literally me. And I do not Twitter. Someone took my name on Twitter. I've tried making complaints, but I do not Twitter. That's not me. That's somebody who put a terrible picture of me up and is saying that they are me, but it's not. So for now, the official Mayim Bialik page on Facebook, and I will encourage my husband to update mayimbialik.net. That's my website.
Terrific. Well, listen, it was a lot of fun to have you on the show today. Really enjoyed that Big Bang Theory appearance and looking forward to the return in the fall. And thanks so much for being on Mr. Media today.
Thank you, and have a good night.
My pleasure. You too. Bye-bye. And folks, for more original interviews with your favorite TV and film stars, you can surf over to our main website, mrmedia.com, mrmedia.com. And you can now hear Mr. Media while you're on the go with Stitcher Radio. Stitcher is a free news and talk mobile application. The latest episode of Mr. Media is always available for you. No syncing needed, no memory wasted. It's available for your iPhone, your Palm Pre, Android phones, or your BlackBerry. Downloading is easy, so go to Stitcher.com or check out the App Store for your individual mobile phone. And please take advantage of this great offer for Mr. Media radio listeners. Go to audiblepodcast.com/mrmedia, Mr. Media, to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Again, that's audiblepodcast.com/Mr. Media for your free audiobook. Subscribe to Mr. Media on iTunes and you'll never miss a show. Just search Mr. Media Interviews from within iTunes and subscribe for free. You can also follow me on Facebook or Twitter, twitter.com/Andelman, or on Facebook, just search Mr. Media. Thanks so much for joining us today. Always appreciate you sharing a piece of your day with Mr. Media. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time. Okay, before you go, I just want to remind you that Audible.com was our sponsor today, and you can get a free audiobook with a 30-day trial today by signing up at www.audible.com/trynow. TRYNOW. Again, a free audiobook with a 30-day trial today by signing up at www.audible.com/trynow. I don't know about you, but that Johnny Cash biography, as read by Chris Christopherson, I think I'm going to grab that one right now.